All right, Nathaniel. So I got a question. So this is one of the questions that hits our social media from time to time, or a
Okay.
question that I see from time to time. So I got a check engine light on my car.
All right.
Okay. I take my car down to O'Reilly's or AutoZone or wherever, and they diagnose my car for free, and tells me the code, and then they sold me the part that I need to fix it. So, but yet I've been told that I shouldn't let auto parts stores diagnose my car, and so there's just so much information out there. I'm a little lost on what to do.
So, if I can, let me try to simplify that a little bit because this is the way that I try to tackle those. So, yeah, they can code read their car and they can tell you the initial problem and tell you whatever that part says. But all they're being is information readers. They don't actually know the answer that's going on with the car. And my favorite way to reference those codes is they're what I call surface codes. So, as we spoke before in previous videos, we have part repairs, which is the instance that you're describing to me, and we have system repairs. Now, there's a reason that we have system repairs because there's a couple sensors that read monitor data, things like that, or we have certain hoses, tubes, lines that have to have a certain amount of pressure. We understand that, right? But it can also be a bad sensor that's just not reading correctly, to where it could be a turbo line or an intercooler line or something leaking that's telling you the sensor's having a problem just because that sensor can't actually read what's actually going on. So it's popping a code for the sensor saying that it's having irregular readings, right? They sell you the sensor, you replace it, clear the codes, whether you pop off the battery terminal, however that is, right? And I guarantee in 10 to 30 miles, it's going to come back, it's going to have the same issue, and you're going to be wondering what's going on after you spent money on this part. When the real issue is something busted a leak, something's not reading properly, it's a different failure in the system that's just telling you. This is just the warning light. You have to actually take it to a trained professional to find out the real issue on that. This is just telling you that there is a problem. You need somebody to figure out what the problem is.
Okay. So, but the scanner that AutoZone uses or O'Reilly's or one of the parts stores uses is the same scanner that y'all use, right?
Not anywhere close, unfortunately. So, again, like I was referencing, you pull up their scanner's just telling you there's a problem. That's all it's doing. An actual mechanic scanner is this big, fancy electric computer tablet looking machine that when you actually hook up to it, it's telling you the live data pits. It's telling you what pressure everything's reading at. It's telling you the order that things are firing. It's telling you the actual breakdown and how the ECM, which is what we'll call the brain of the vehicle, telling that vehicle what to do. There's no way that that little machine that just says P0 or P0301 is actually telling you the problem, compared to a mechanic scanner that's telling you, oh, this is failing, the brain's telling it what to do, it's not doing what it's supposed to do, because it's not doing what it's supposed to do, it's causing this to fail. It gives you the backstory. That's all it is. That's the big difference in those scanners. You say, here's the problem. This scanner, along with the technician's experience and ability, okay, this is what's actually causing the problem and why it's causing a problem. So that's the difference in the scanners. It's way more in depth. We actually have a live data feed that we're monitoring to see the problem.
Okay. Makes sense. So, diagnosis is free then, right?
It depends on the situation. So you have some things that we can hook up and we're like, okay, well, this is the only problem that this is caused by. That depends on the part, right? You have other issues. Let's just say like an electrical issue, right? It's saying that we're having a communication or some kind of failure, right? But we know that we have to backtrace it and check all the other parts to do that. When we're checking all those other parts, right, we're not just finding out an answer for you in like 15 minutes and saying, hey, we can knock this out real quick. No, we have to take a couple hours out of our day, and we are actually thoroughly testing, like again, referencing the electrical, that every wire has continuity or it's reading its signal or it's doing what it's supposed to, and that takes time, and that's where labor actually comes in. So it's a situational case. It just depends on what's going on. It's up to your technicians or your advisors to explain the difference.